And we are live. Good afternoon, everybody. It is, of course, I'm in Florida. It's a bit steamy today. I love it when it's steamy. It makes you feel like just sort of stepping into a very, very, very mild, gentle sauna. That's only in the house, though. Of course, it just occurs to me I've not got the light on and I don't have the fan on. Can you see me okay on this screen? Or would it be better if I put a light on, Michelle?
No, it looks really good.
Okay, all right then. So, good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I'd like to say welcome to, of course, my spirit guide, Gregel, who is right by my side. I'm laughing because Dustin's giving his opinion of whether or not we need light on the subject, right, Michelle? We have Michelle, who is far distant, and we are, what is it called? What is it called? Anyway, she's not here. She's not in the house.
Working remotely.
There you are. Thank you. I couldn't think. She's doing it remotely, and of course, Cachorro is, as usual, in his corner. He didn't eat his breakfast this morning, so. But when I had a little bit of lunch, he was hanging around me, looking at me as if to say, "You didn't give me anything to eat today. Does this mean I have to starve?" But it means I did leave it down. I make a point of not leaving it down for too long. I only leave it down for about 10-15 minutes, and if he doesn't get it by then, up it comes and I get chucked out. I always do that with my animals. I can hear all of you saying, "Oh my gosh, we leave our food down all day." Well, I actually don't do that. They get it, it goes down, they eat it, and what they don't eat within 10-15 minutes gets picked up and chucked out. Anyway, that's do you think I'm mean about that, Michelle?
No, I only feed my dogs twice a day.
Me too. I only feed my dogs twice a day. Anyway, so there we have it. So he was looking at me at lunchtime as if to say, "You get steak and I got nothing." I have to say I only had that much steak from my leftover dinner last night. It was my birthday. It's my birthday week still. Thank you to everybody out there who has sent me their birthday wishes. I had more birthday wishes than I could count, and it was absolutely fantastic. So thank you. I put a picture of myself up on Instagram eating or about to eat a little bit of cheesecake from the restaurant that we were in. I went out with my friend Mary Lou and we had a really nice dinner, and so I sent the photo. I don't eat cake, so you're never going to get a photo of me with birthday cake unless I've made it for somebody else. But anyway, the response has been amazing. Thank you, everybody. You've been all so lovely and so nice. Right, Michelle, what have you been doing? I haven't seen you for ages. I haven't heard from you for ages. You've disappeared. What have you been up to?
That's not exactly true. I never disappear.
I know, it's not exactly true.
But I have been working on the house, and then we had some company this weekend, which it was really nice to see.
Good.
We got rid of our kitten.
Michelle was given a lost kitten. But she has 2 dogs, 2 guinea pigs, 2 kids, and all of that stuff. It was a real menagerie there for a while. It's still a menagerie, but it's nice that the little kitty cat found a home. I was this close from time to time. I was this close to saying to Michelle, "Oh, go on then, I'll take the cat." And then I thought, why would I do that to myself? Number one, cats are not my favourite, although they are lovely. But I prefer dogs to cats. Number 2, my puppy is so old, I don't think he'd take kindly to a cat. And number 3, I'm done with animals. I'm far too old to be taking on more animals and all the rest of it. And in fact, for all of you out there who are thinking, yes, I have had dogs for most of my life since I left home when I was 18 or something. I've had animals I've had dogs actually for the majority of my life, but I've decided that Cachorro is my last one. So, he starts to get old, he doesn't eat his breakfast, he falls off when he jumps down off the sofa, he's falling off, he's on a bit of a diet because I'm trying to slim him down just a bit because his back legs are going on him, and on it goes. And I sort of, I'm keeping him going, but I know that he's going to be my last one. And then I'll just have to be, you know, what is it they call a surrogate for everybody else's pets who are out there. But I'm just rambling on. What did I do for my birthday? I know that lots of you have said, did you have a nice day? I had the most amazing day. My grandson, my darling 7-year-old, sent me a story. This story is wonderful, and the story is called Once Upon, because I'm doing the Once Upon a Time series, so it's Once Upon a Birthday Day, or Once Upon a Birthday Time, and it's all about him coming to visit and how we go to the beach, and it's such a great story, and he's put pictures in there for me as well. And that was the best birthday gift I think I could possibly have had. And I sat in bed yesterday morning opening my cards with my daughter and with Reese on FaceTime with me. You know, there's so much you can do, even though, you know, people think that you're on your own. You're really not on your own. Which reminds me of a little story that I'm going to tell you once we've done our healing session. So, aren't I mean? Why don't I tell it to you now? Because, you know, maybe I just want you to hang about. But I do have a wonderful birthday story from yesterday, which absolutely showed me that I was so not on my own. It's amazing. Very nice little story. So, for all of you out there, healing hands around the world, we're all going to hold hands, not necessarily physically, you know, in here. And so what I'd like you to do is just sit nice, comfortably, taking in a nice breath. Really nice breath. Get yourself settled. Feet on the ground if you can, unless you're lying in a bed. And you can lie on a bed, but if you happen to be sitting in a chair, it's always good to have your feet on the ground and your back nice and straight, and sort of just be in that position to receive all of this healing energy that we are going to be sending. Or if you are going to be receiving and sending out, receiving and then sending out to everyone else that you can think of, or sending out your healing energy to all of those who might be on your healing list or in your healing book. So let's begin. Are we ready, Michelle? We are going to begin.
What if, I have a question though.
All right.
What if like me, if you sit in the chair, your feet don't touch the ground because you're too short?
Well, you know, what can I say? You're just a little shorty, aren't you? Can't you sit on a stool or something?
I have my feet propped up on the thing under the table because that's the only way I can touch the floor.
Well, you know, just put your feet on maybe a footstool or something, so your feet are sort of nice and firm, and you're sitting in a nice position, in a relaxed position. Trust you. How many people do we know who are too short to put their feet on the floor? Not too many. Why don't you lie on the bed or something then, you know? Or just forget. Just do what you do, because it always works anyway, and you do receive the healing anyway. So
I do, and I'm thankful for it.
So, which, by the way, reminds me to say to everybody that even though I'm the one sending out all this healing, you know, sort of getting the energy going, building the energy, and sending it out to everyone, as I'm doing it, remember, be selfish with yourselves. When you are a healer, you must first and foremost give healing to your own self. So I give it to my own self because it builds my energy, and it also ensures that the energies that I'm giving out is not depleting my energy. In fact, it's making more and more. So the more I give out, the more energy I'm bringing into myself. And so the more healing energy I am getting for my own self. So that's how it works. Okay, if you can put your feet on the floor, please do so, sitting comfortably, and then we shall begin taking a deep breath through your solar plexus. Close your eyes, hands, palms upwards on your lap. Okay. Dear God, please allow us to be a part of your healing process. Allow us to join our energy with that God force, with that God energy, that universal energy that is out there for all of us to use and to absorb. Please allow us to be a part of the healing process, that we may send out our energy to all of those in need, to be directed by your hand. And remember always, please everybody, dear God, I will to thy will. Dear God, we will to thy will. Because we never quite know where we should send that energy, but God knows exactly where we should send that energy. Now, what I would like you to do, my darlings, as we're doing this and as we're going through this process, can you please not comment while we're doing this? We're going to have 5 to maybe 10 minutes of healing. We're going to be giving out this energy, and so this is the time when you need to be focused on receiving energy for your own self, or receiving energy for your own self so that you can then give out to everyone else. We will have time for comments, we will have time for questions, we will have time for all of that, but if you could refrain in the next 5 or 10 minutes from sending out any little bit of information, or because it is distracting to us and we don't want it right now. So, all right, breathing in through your solar plexus, eyes closed, and breathing in all of that fantastic, beautiful healing energy. Visualize the color blue. You can visualize being wrapped in a blue blanket, warm, soft baby blue blanket. You can visualize that blanket having different ribbons threaded through in pinks, greens, golds maybe. Well, using all of the colors, all of the types of energy that bring healing, that bring peace, that bring calm, that bring love. Pink, the color pink is the color of love. So as we thread our blue blanket through with that beautiful pink ribbon there, we've got the blue, which is the healing color. We've got the pink, which is the color of love. Let's try threading through a just beautiful leaf green, pale beautiful leaf green ribbon all the way through there, because we want calm, and we want to find the calm and the peace that the energy, that beautiful green energy will give to us, will bring to us. So breathing in, breathing it in, and filling up, filling your lungs, filling all the way up, filling up your whole being with this beautiful, beautiful blue, green, rainbow colored healing energy. And as you're filling it up, breathe in and allow yourself to absorb that energy. Visualize your soul, which is that beautiful, beautiful gold, beautiful light, bright God force that is out there. And visualize that you are actually, as you're giving yourself this healing, that you are feeding your soul. Because that, first and foremost, is what healing is all about. And let go, and just allow that energy to flow through you nicely, peacefully, beautifully. Let it flow, and let it just flow out there, just that incredible, beautiful God force that is within us, and just let it flow out there. And then let's do this all over again, because we want to give healing to our own self again. So breathing in again through your solar plexus, and again visualizing. And you can visualize a blue blanket wrapped around you. You can visualize that you're lying under a blue sky with a beautiful green lawn. Remember, green is the color of peace and tranquility. And the sun is shining brightly down, so gold is the color of that God force that we know and that we love and that we need in our lives. I'm only going to say this once more. Please stop with your comments while we're doing this. We do not want anyone to comment, please. So again, visualizing that blue sky, visualizing that lovely, beautiful blue sky, which is the color of healing, which represents that healing energy that we are breathing into us, and breathing it in, and just filling ourselves up with that incredible and a beautiful energy. And sitting quietly for a few moments, just breathing it in, allowing yourselves that feeling of peace, allowing yourselves that feeling of calm and gentleness, allowing yourselves to feel at one with God and at one with the universe, connected, joined, to feel that incredible and beautiful peace that descends on us and fills us as we are giving healing to our own selves. And try breathing in once more again, breathing in using your solar plexus, breathing in, getting that chakra point, that central energy force from your solar plexus, getting that to open up, getting it to move, getting it to draw in the energy, that universal God force that is out there, breathing it in, pulling it in through your solar plexus, and filling yourself and filling yourself and feeling yourself become incredibly filled with that God force, that light, that beautiful healing God force that is out there, that we can use and that we can absorb. And letting go and letting that energy go, letting it flow through us, letting it flow through our body. Feel it flowing down through your arms and feeling it flow out of your fingertips. And now let's try this. We're going to not only breathe in through our solar plexus, but with our palm centers raised in a receiving position. We're also going to see, again, I'm going to ask to stop commenting while we're doing this, please. So, using your palm centers and breathing in through your solar plexus, visualize your palm centers. As you visualize them, visualize that your palm centers are those receivers, let's say, for this energy. You might want to just move your fingers around, touching your palm centers. Can you please, Michelle, turn off all of the comments for now? So turning your fingers, moving your fingers and gently massaging your palm centers. When you've done the one, then you can gently massage the other one, feeling this gentle flow of energy that comes in through your palm centers. Some of you may feel a tingling, some of you may feel a slight throbbing. Place them back down on your lap, and again, as you're breathing in through your solar plexus, visualize also taking in that energy through your palm centers and breathing in beautifully, breathing in nicely, gently and easily, breathing in and filling yourself with that beautiful, incredible healing energy. When you're ready, just allow it to flow through you and let it go, let it flow all the way through your body, and let it flow through and out of your fingertips, all the way down your arms and out through your fingertips. And now we're going to do just one more visualization. I want you to now visualize this world of ours. You can visualize it as a ball, you can visualize it as an atlas or a great big round ball, you can visualize it as a planet in the sky, but see if you can visualize that you are wrapping this world of ours in this incredibly beautiful spun sugar that we're putting around and around and around it. If you remember the last couple of weeks, we have likened this to the candy floss, or the cotton candy, as Americans would say, that goes around and around. You get it in pale blues, pale pinks. You can even get it in pale greens. But if you can visualize as you're sitting there and as you're breathing in, and you're breathing in this beautiful energy, if you can visualize this incredible force, this incredible God force, and visualize that you're wrapping this earth of ours in this incredible spun sugar in all the different beautiful pale hues, pinks. Remember, you're sending love, you're sending loving energy, you're sending green, which is the color of peace. You're spinning this sugar, you're spinning this spun sugar all the way around this earth of ours to protect it, to hold in this energy, to hold in this God force that is out there, so that each person on this planet may be touched by it, may be able to be sort of influenced by it perhaps a little bit. And we're going to sort of spin this sugar around this world of ours and see if we can't make this world just a teeny bit better place for us all to live. And once more, for the final time, I want you to breathe in through your solar plexus, just breathing in gently, just beautifully, gently. Fill yourselves up, up, into your lungs. Hold it there for a few minutes if you can. And when you're ready, just let it out. Let it flow through you. Let it fill your entire body. Let it flow through you. Let it give you this beautiful sense of peace and calm and healing. And when you're ready, take a breath, and we'll give it a minute or two, a moment or two. Just take your time and just, there you go. Okay. Michelle, how you doing there?
I'm feeling it. I like it. I love the healing.
Good. All right. Now, here's the deal, everybody. So when I ask you do not comment, that's what I mean. So any comment that came in during that healing session, I feel inclined to ignore. However, this time we'll take the comments, but please, I've got these things bobbing up on my screen. Michelle's got them bobbing up on her screen. You all want to have healing, so for those of you who just don't want to have healing, or just don't want to go through the healing process, don't come on for at least 10 minutes until after the show has done the healing, and then you can come on if you want. But it is extremely distracting for all of us to have these things bobbing up and down all the time. I don't know what you see on your screen, Michelle, but I keep seeing things popping up all the time.
Well, and some of it is just people joining us.
Yeah.
It'll say so-and-so is joining you, and we can't really do anything with those.
Yeah. And I do understand that, and I do get that. But it's the people who ask the questions when they've been asked, please don't do it till we're finished with our healing process. Please, please, please don't do it until we're finished with our healing process. Okay, so why don't we then, Michelle, start the process? And I know some people are thinking, boy, she's tough. I'm not going to come back there again, which is fine by me. But I'm concerned with the patients out there, with the people out there who need this healing. I'm concerned with them, and I'm trying to give them the best that I can possibly give them. And that is, after all, what we're doing here this afternoon. So as few disturbances, as little disturbances as possible is what I'm asking for. And I do realise that those of you who are just coming in, you don't mean to disrupt or disturb, but it's the people who are just not caring and ask the questions anyway. However, now I'm going to say to you, okay, let's go with your questions. You can ask me anything you like. I have a story to tell you, but we'll take a few questions first, and then I'll tell you birthday story from yesterday. Woohoo! Yes, go on, Michelle.
We don't have many questions. We do have a lot of happy birthdays. Sharon has asked that we add our friend Joanne to the healing list, which I've already done.
Okay.
Let's see what else is going on. Georgia wants to have a consultation and emailed me. I responded, but then I guess she emailed back again, and it somehow got lost in translation. So I'm be looking for that after the show.
Let's just mention that then. If you want to know more about what it is that we do, if you want to know more about the books or the meditation, the guided meditations that are out there, we have 2 out there now. We have a Journey Towards Healing, and we also should have
a Garden of Souls.
A Garden of Souls, and they're out there now, right, Michelle? And you can find them on.
I know the Journey of Healing has absolutely posted. A Garden of Souls is being weird. It's not posting as quickly as what it was.
If you are out there and you're looking for it and you find it, can you let us know? A Garden of Souls. So there are 2 guided meditations out there that you can find on iTunes. You can find on
Spotify,
Amazon Music, all of that. You know, wherever you find that stuff. And I'm not really the person to give you information on that because I really don't know. But anyway, so those kinds of things. But if you do find a Garden of Souls on there, if you could let us know that it is up and that you have found it, that would be very helpful to us. If you want a consultation, whatever it is that you want, if you want to know more about my classes, if you want to know more about the online stuff that we're going to be doing, if you want to know any more of that, or if you have a story to tell us, we'd love to hear your story. And you can email me, Rosemary at rosemaryaltea.com, and and if you could just put in the subject line, for instance, if you want a consultation, you put consultation in the subject line. If you want healing, you do the same thing, healing. If you want books and meditations, put your request in the subject line. It just, because we have tons and tons of emails coming in all the time, and it just helps Michelle to sort of go and sort them into different folders so that we can get to you as quickly as we possibly can. So yeah, any more comments or questions right now?
We do have a couple. Shannon said that she loves your book about your spirit guide.
Thank you.
Michelle would like to know,
yes,
do you
Michelle,
believe that all prayers are answered?
I do. I do believe that our prayers are heard. We have our angels, we have that God force, we have that universal God force out there, we have our family, we have our friends. So I do believe that all of the prayers that we send out are indeed heard. However, when you say, are they answered, that might suppose that, for instance, just as an example, we can ask for $1 million. It doesn't mean we're going to get $1 million. We can ask that, that our loved one who is sick, we can ask for them to get better and not to die. It does not mean that that is going to happen. So I believe that all of our prayers are answered, but they are answered in a way that is right. And, when we're asking God to answer our prayers, when he's listening to some of the things that we're wanting, some of the things that we're requesting, they're often not necessarily things that are going to be good for us in the long term. They're not necessarily things that really are right for us, that we really need. Because when we're asking for things, we don't necessarily see the big picture in the whole scheme of things, whereas God does see the big picture. So we might think, well, I asked for this and I didn't get it, so therefore God is ignoring me. But I don't think that's true at all. I think that we ask for things, and if we're not meant to have them, then we simply won't get them. And it's not that God wasn't listening, it's not that our angels weren't listening, and it's certainly not that our loved ones, our family and friends in the spirit world are not listening. It's simply that whatever we've asked for, it's not right for us in the long term. And you know, I have to say to my healers very often, because you know, when people first start with healing, and when they're first looking to become healers, of course somebody comes to us and they're sick. Let's say somebody comes to us and they have cancer, and it's been diagnosed as, you know, it's inoperable, and it's gone too far, it's incurable. And as healers, and of course with all of us, if it's someone who we love, we tend to say to God, please dear God, don't let them die. Please let them get well, let them get better. We don't want them to die. Please don't let them die. As a healer, you cannot ask for that. You ask for whatever God determines, which is why at the end of our prayers we always say, dear God, I will to thy will, meaning that whatever God decides is right, that works for us, and that's what we as healers are working towards. So it's a difficult thing, because sometimes you get so involved with the patient and you really want them to get better. But if you can remind yourself, when you're feeling in that frame of mind, sometimes when we ask for someone, please don't let them die, what we're in fact saying is, please don't let them have this incredible and fabulous and wonderful experience yet. Can you hold off on it? Because I know that we see very many times, we see death and dying as something that is awful. But in fact, remember that death is not a punishment. Remember that death is not the end. It's simply the beginning of a continuance of our journey. So when we're saying don't let this happen, what we're saying is, please don't let that fabulous experience happen to them. We don't want it. And we're only concerned with our wants and needs very often, quite rightly, because we're human, and we're not always thinking of what is best for the person who is on their journey. Any other comments or questions, Michelle?
Judith said, she says it's okay to have rules. I appreciate your healing meditations without distraction.
It's okay to what?
For you to have rules.
Yeah, I know.
That she appreciates it without distraction.
Bless you, darling. Thank you. It is tough. I know it's tough, because when people come in and they join in late, it sort of flashes up and so on. And that's okay. It's just that if I ask people, please don't do that, then please don't do that, because I'm going to get ticked off if you do. So thank you, my lovely, for supporting me in that. I'm going to tell you a story. Now, as I tell you this story, this is your opportunity to throw in some questions or comments or whatever it is you like, because once they're done, once you are done with your questions and comments, so are we. So, you know, and Michelle and I just want to go outside and read my book and sit in the sunshine. That's what I want to do. I don't know what Michelle's got to do. You've got to finish off cleaning and painting and singing to the girls and all that stuff, right, Michelle?
It never stops.
I know. All right, so, okay, here is my story. All right, so I have to be careful. I have to whisper, because otherwise it'll hear me and want to know what it is I want, and I don't actually want anything. But I have that fabulous, I love it actually. I didn't think I'd like it, but my daughter bought me an Alexa thing, whatever that is. Anyway, you know, whatever that is, that thing you tell it to do something, or you ask it a question and it answers you. So all of most of my light fittings are attached individually. So I can say, for instance, at night time, Alexa, turn on bedroom light. Just ducking, because I don't think it heard me. Or I can say turn on living room light, or I can say turn on TV light, or and so on and so forth. And I love it, because you know, when I come in, if it's dark inside, I can ask it to turn on the light, so I can sort of, when I like to read, last thing at night I like to take, I take my Kindle in actually, and I love to read for a little while before I go to sleep, and then I don't have to get out of bed. Do you remember in the olden days, I should give that as a quiz for my grandson. In the olden days, do you remember you had a spouse, and there was always an argument, you know, look, you got to get out of bed and switch the light off. No, I did it last night. It's your turn tonight. No, I know you do it. No, and so on. You don't have to do that anymore, because you can just lie in bed, you can snuggle down under the covers, and you don't have to get out of bed. You just tell Alexa what you want it to do, and it switches off the bedroom lights. Brilliant. Okay. So every night I'll turn on the light over the TV using Alexa. This is all Alexa now. So now every time I turn on the TV light, but every night my last thing to do is to let the puppy out and to turn off the light. Ask Alexa to turn off the light, which it does, never failing. So yesterday morning I wake up and I know that I let the puppy out, I come back in, I don't think anything about anything. I get back into bed because I know that my daughter and my grandson are going to FaceTime me, and I've got cards and presents, and Reese wrote me a fantastic story once upon a birthday time. Anyway, he wrote me this lovely story, and so then they called. We had this really nice time, and then I get up and I pad into the kitchen, and as I get into the kitchen, I've noticed that the TV light is on, and it's a sort of like a little chandelier thing. Anyway, and I noticed that it's on, and I think to myself, oh, must have forgotten to switch it off. Oh well. So I ask Alexa, because it's all done through that, I ask it switch it off, and it switches it off. Don't think twice about it. Then I, you know, sort of, I'm on the phone to a British friend of mine, and we're sitting there and we're chatting, and she's called to wish me happy birthday and so on. And as I'm looking, and I'm sitting where I'm sitting now, as I'm looking, I notice the lamp over in the corner, and this lamp has been broken for at least a year. When I say broken, I don't really mean broken, but the plug that connects to Alexa has somehow come out of its socket. It's in a weird corner, and I just haven't, because I've rarely used the lamp, I've just not gone to plug it back in. So it's not worked for at least a year because I've not fixed it. So I'm sitting there, I'm eating my cornflakes, and I'm talking to my friend, and I look across into the corner, and I think that, and it's sunny in this room, I think, is that light on? The light can't be on because it's broken, not been working. And I realise that it's on, and I say to my friend, hold on a minute, and I ask Alexa, turn it off, and it turns it off, and I ask Alexa, turn it back on, it turns it back on. And I'm thinking, how could that possibly be? Because it's been broken for all this time. So then I sort of, you know, scratching my head a little bit, and then I'm walking through to my bedroom, and I suddenly noticed that the guest room seems to be very bright. I'm sort of walking towards it, and the door's open. I'm thinking, why is it so bright in the guest room? And then I see that all the lamps are on in the guest room, and you cannot switch them on unless you say, Alexa, turn on guest room lights, and they are blazing. So now I've got the TV light, I've got the broken living room light, and I've got the guest room lights, and my bedroom lights are full on as well. I can assure you that I never asked Alexa to do a thing. I never asked Alexa to turn the lights on or off. I just thought, well, what a nice little gift. Here I thought that I was going to be on my own for my birthday, and I'm not. Do you like that story, Michelle?
It sounds like our house.
Now, I know that lots of you have similar experiences, but really all the lights were blazing on in my house yesterday morning, and it was sort of just a, happy birthday sort of thing. So I'm taking it. And so that's my story. All right, comments, questions, anything else going on, Michelle, that we should know about? Or shall we just
Connie
quit?
has a question.
Yes, Connie, good morning. Good afternoon.
And she said, I really feel the energy in my hands. Do I have healing capabilities?
We all do, Connie. We all have the ability to give healing. We all have the ability to use that energy because it's God-given energy. And I think you'll find very often, especially if you are we all have that energy, but some of us have it more naturally than others. We sense it more easily. We use it without even thinking. When a child falls and grazes its knee, what do? We pick up the child and we gather the child and we put our hands on the grazed knee or wherever, and we say, let me rub it better. It's a natural thing. We do it naturally. But that is us, without even realizing, giving our healing, giving a little bit of our own selves, giving a little bit of magic. As I tell my grandson, when I give healing, I give a little bit of magic, because I do feel that it is magic. So, Connie, it sounds to me, I bet you've done this, and I bet if you've got a pet, you've often held that pet if they're not feeling very well, or you're stroking the pet, or you're doing things to make it feel better. Sometimes a friend might have a headache and you'll say, here, let me massage it, because it's the natural thing to do. But what you're actually doing is you're transferring your good healing energy to that person. So we use it in a natural way. But if you want to do, and if you feel the energy in your hands and you feel your palm centers throbbing, then obviously you can, if you wish to, you can certainly develop the ability. I'm doing this even as we speak. I'm doing this with one of my classes, and it's a very, I was going to say it's a simple thing to do. Be careful though, because you need to get somebody to teach you who really does know what it is that they're doing. So just please be careful when you go to find a teacher. Don't listen to gobbledygook. Keep your feet on the ground, literally, and always use the 3-time rule, and be skeptical, because you should be. I'm the most skeptical person that you would ever wish to meet. So be skeptical when people tell you things. Use your common sense is the best advice that I can give you. But certainly, if you'd like to go forward with it and use it, we are going to be having sessions. And again, you can, if you email us and ask to be put on our mailing list, we'll send you details when we're doing our webinars and so on. And we are going to have sessions where I am going to be showing people how to develop that healing ability and how to build up their energy to a point where they can use it not only for themselves but for others as well. There you go. Yes, Michelle.
Sarah would like to know, do
Yes,
you
Sarah.
think I will find my spiritual calling during my healing process I am going through?
Say that again.
She would like to know if you think that she will find her spiritual calling during the healing process that she is going through.
Sarah, you've already found it. That's all I have to say to that. Just now, you have to trust it. Keep going.
Joe would like to know how to protect
Joe.
when giving good energy to others.
How do you
Oh,
what?
Monica. Monica's her name.
Say it again.
Monica is her name.
Yeah, what was the question?
How do you protect when you're giving good energy to others?
You say the healing prayer, you ask for guidance and protection, and that way there is nothing other than good, and nothing that, and again, it's also what is coming from your heart. So you make sure that you are of a right mind and in a right frame of mind to give that energy. But it's so important to remember to, I feel, and I tell my students all the time and my patients, it's very, very important that a healer should say that protective prayer of healing, allow us to participate, and allow us to participate using that God force and with that God force. And when you do that, there is nothing can harm you, nothing at all, because you're building light. And I was actually talking to my friend Jeff this morning, and he's coming on our Everything is Attitude show tomorrow evening. And this guy's such an inspiration. And he was telling me he's sort of very involved with Alcoholics Anonymous. He does sponsoring and all that sort of thing. And he was telling me that he was using an example that I gave to him, and so it's perfect for what we're saying now. So you've got to visualize two rooms. They're right next door to each other, and there's a wall right between them. One room is filled with light, absolutely filled. In every corner and every crack, it's filled with light. And the room adjoining it is dark. It's a purely dark, let's say negatively filled dark room. So we've got the bright light of positivity, and we've got the dark and the dark negativity. That's right, I'll get it right in a minute. Now then imagine that there is a door between. There's a wall that separates these two rooms, and there's a door between. When you open the door, even if it's only a little crack, when you open the door, what happens? Does the dark eclipse the light, or does the light fill that room and pour into that dark room? And you will find every single time that the light is much more powerful and can literally get rid of the dark. In fact, that dark room becomes filled with pure light. So the issue here, and the reason I tell the story in this way, is to illustrate to everybody that light and brightness and goodness is way more powerful than any dark, any negative that you could possibly imagine. So as long as you keep that bright light within you, as long as you feed your own soul, as long as you are of a right mind and allowing that God force to enter you and to use it and to be a part of that God force, then nothing negative can harm you or those people that you are sending out all of this good, beautiful energy to. Yes, Michelle.
It's very funny that you mentioned Jeff, because our next comment is from Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. Is it the Jeff? There's more than one Jeff in the world.
It is the Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
And he says, I've been taught that sometimes when I ask for something or a change in my life, the answer is no, or maybe wait.
Yeah. And I just want to add to that, Jeff. When you're told to wait, I've been in that place. It is so frustrating having to wait. And often you're thinking, well, it's all very well for them to say wait, but how long? Because they often don't tell you how long. And so if you're impatient as I am, I can be the most patient person in the world, and when I'm around kids especially, or when I'm teaching especially, I can be amazingly patient, surprising my own self. But there are certain things that I'm impatient about. So when you hear someone say you gotta wait, or when I hear Greg will say wait and see, it's or it's coming soon. Ooh, it's frustrating. So even though I'm not patient, I advocate patience in these things. Thanks, Jeff.
Ruth Ann would like to know, when can we expect a new book?
Well, do you have, Ruth Ann, the it's not been out that long, A Walk in the Clouds, which is a lovely book. It's a great book, and I am working on the next one, which will be probably not out until next year, because I like to publish on my birthday, and there was no book published on my birthday, but we do have our meditations our guided meditations, which we're putting out on everywhere, Amazon and iTunes and all of that. But I am working on a book which is Grey Eagle Speaks, and it is going to be the best, the most beautiful, the most incredible, because lots and lots and lots of people have contributed to this book, asking questions of Grey Eagle specifically, and we have all of his answers, and the questions that he's asked, and the questions that are sort of amazing questions, are not just about the spirit world, but they're questions about our life here on this earth. Our questions are about you know, good and evil. There are questions about you know, should we be accepting of people, or is it wrong to be you know, critical? He even asks, there are even questions about politics, which he also answers. So I think when that book does come out, you're going to be amazed. In the meantime, I am working on my children's books as well, and so we'll let you know when they come out. We have to test one as soon as Michelle gets back here, and we can deal with this COVID thing, get rid of it once and for all, which is very soon. We're going to be working on the first of my little children's books as well, so hope that's helpful. Yes. Michelle's getting excited, aren't you?
I am.
And for those of you out there who think, oh, she's writing children's books, how inspirational are they going to be? They're not. They're just fun. They're just fun little stories. With maybe you know, every story you tell has a smattering of inspiration if you look for it, right? Okay, next.
Jeff also said Rosemary's an earth sign. She can't help but having rules.
says a fire sign, Jeff, who has no rules whatsoever. But yes, we earth signs, we do have our rules. Although, you know, if we're smart, we bend the rules from time to time. We don't necessarily stick totally to them. Thank you for that, Jeff, dear. No rules in your life, right? Oh, maybe that should be the subject of our topic for Everything is Attitude. What about that? So, okay, rules or no rules, how about that? Next, Michelle, how are you doing?
I'm good. Michelle said, thank you for answering. My dad died 5 years ago, and I have to grieve a mom still alive. I let go, but I miss her, and it's not been easy.
Of course you do, my darling. And no, it really isn't easy. You know, my daddy died. I was thinking about this the other day. Let me see, 44 years ago. 44 years ago. I mean, some people don't even live 44 years, and he was 70 when he died, so that would make him 114 years old, right? Anyway, I miss him. I miss him here with me. We're doing this competition. Let me mention the competition while I think about it, because actually the deadline is now over and we are going to be reading all of your answers. But the competition was in two parts. The first part, what is the best advice that someone gave to you, why and how? And the second part of the question is, what do you think the best advice is that you've ever given to anybody else? So the deadline was yesterday, May 19th, and because it's my birthday deadline, I'm going to just give out some prizes as and when I feel like it. But first of all, we have to gather everything together, and we need to read them all. Michelle has 3 favorites. We'll see if her favorites are my favorites. But I'll be the one deciding, of course, as always, you know, the winners of the competition. And thank you all of you for sending. We've had so many entries, so please give me a little bit of time to to sort out who's going to win or what have you. But where was I going with this? Oh, and because of that competition, I was just thinking over the last few days, and I was talking to my friend Mary Lou last night, because we went out to dinner for my birthday. Yes, we did. And she was thinking about the best advice that she was ever given, and it was advice from her father. And I was thinking, you know, when I announce the winner of this competition, or the winners, because they're going to be few, when I announce the winners of this competition, I'm also going to tell you what the best advice was that I was ever given, which was by my father. I think I'm going to also tell you what the worst advice I was ever given, which was also by my father, who was very wise, and I knew why he gave me that really bad advice, because he followed that advice for most of his life, and it caused him a lot of misery and unhappiness. And he only gave me this bad advice because he was trying to protect me. So you have to wait until we announce the winners, and I'll let you know what that good advice was and what that bad advice was. Both of those by my father. Anything else, Michelle? Any other comments or any other questions?
Judith said our loved ones on the other side of life do what they need to do to alert us to the fact that they are still alive and love us, and that she loves it.
Yeah, I love it too. Hence the lights and all the rest of it that lit up my house yesterday morning for my birthday. Nice. Anything else, Michelle?
Randy would like to know,
Hi, Randy.
Do you recommend any favorite authors or people to follow in deepening your spirituality?
Well, the only people that come to mind off the top of my head are not actually alive right now. Let me think on it, Randy. There is a book that I can recommend by Ruth Beebe Hill. It's got to be at least 25 years old, if not longer. It's called Hunter Yo. It's a very tough book to read. You got to, you know, what I did, it took me ages to read it, because you read a few pages and it's so rich, or the words are so rich or so pure, or there's something that's intriguing about it, that I kept having to go back and read it again to make sure I'd got it right. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing book. It's one of my very favorites. So again, that's Hunter, H-A-N-T-A, Hunter Yo, Y-O, by Ruth Beebe Hill. You can usually get that in a library or an old bookstore. Let me see. 50 Years a Medium. It's actually much longer than that now. I'm afraid she's gone too, but it's an amazing book by Estelle Roberts. I think she died before the age of the internet and all the rest of it, so I don't think you'll be able to follow her, but these are good people to take a look at and you know, to be inspired by. Let me see. No, I'm the wrong person to ask, because I'm so skeptical about these things, and you can read amazing things, and you can read things that people, you know, they tell you that they've experienced this, that and the other, but because I'm so skeptical, how do I really know? You know, I am that proverbial doubting Thomas. I've got to see the holes in the hands before I totally believe that something has happened. So I would caution you to be careful on your journey, but be open-minded, but don't be afraid to be skeptical as well, and to doubt, because, you know, applying the 3-time rule always. You can make sure that you pretty much got a good handle on things. I'm sure I'm going to think afterwards of all the people that I could have recommended to you, but right off the top of my head right now, that's about as much as I can do. Michelle, anything else?
Randy, if you shoot us an email and just kind of remind me in a couple days, the this way Rosemary has some time to process it. She doesn't like being put on the spot calling things out.
Yeah, it's hard for me to recommend because what I might find is great for me might not be great for somebody else. But if you'd like to email me, I'll have a stab at it. Rosemary@rosemaryaLtea.com. Anything else, Michelle?
Nope, we're done.
That's it, we're done, and time is up anyway. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. We hope you really, really had a great time. It's my birthday, and I'll smile if I want to. Yes, I will, because it's my birthday week, and I'm having a great time. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit out in the sunshine. I've got a really good book. I'm going to read my book for a couple of hours, and I don't know what I'm going to do after that. Maybe I'll do some work after that. Maybe I'll do some writing or some such. But please, everyone, please have a very, very, very blessed rest of the day. And please, please, please have a very blessed rest of the weekend. We are here tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with The Spirit World Sees All. We are here tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jeff is coming on. Who knows what the subject's going to be? We're going to let it be a surprise, right, Jeff? And of course, we've got class tomorrow, and then story time on Saturday. Story time on Saturday morning, again, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am also doing a workshop for writers. I'm doing a writers workshop at, I do believe it starts at 1:30 or 2, something like that, on, I can't remember when, anyway, on Saturday, this coming Saturday as well. So for all of you who've signed up for the workshop, I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm going to sort of give my little bit of insight onto what I think writers need to know, or what is helpful to writers. So I'm going to be doing that as well. See, I'm starting another career. Even at my age, there's always something new to do, something always new to tackle. So please, if you need to know any more about us, consultations, books, anything at all, there's so much. Or if you have a story to tell us, email us rosemary@rosemaryaLtea.com. The competition has ended. All the entries are in, and we will be giving out the details of the winners hopefully by next week. It depends how long I take to read everything, but hopefully by next week I will be announcing the winners of the competition. So in the meantime, again, please have a very, very blessed rest of the day. Maybe you'd like to do some cooking or some gardening, or like me, just do some reading or just hang out, or maybe now it's time for your housework or whatever it is. But whatever it is, please do it joyfully, and please have a very, very blessed, wonderful rest of the week, and a great, great weekend, everybody. And I shall see you soon. Bye-bye.